Okay, so now you have gotten to the top of your first bra cup section. And this is another space where you can customize a little bit depending on how thick you want the shoulder strap to be. You might want a thicker strap or a thinner strap. My daughter likes sort of a thinner strap. You can see on the first one that I made, it's going to look like this, okay, where it connects. And you will have a little border around it too, so you keep that in mind. But I work until I have 3 stitches left. So basically what I have at the top here, and right now I just, the way my rows worked out, I'm facing the front of the sweater on the outside. I have my chain 3, 2 double crochet joined together in the center, and then a double crochet, which has left me with 3 stitches across the top. So I'm going to make a band, a shoulder band or strap that is 3 stitches wide. And I'm going to do double crochets back and forth, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, all the way as long as I want it to be without making any chains. So I'll show you how to do that. And now, so you've ended here at the top of your bra cup with however many stitches you want. If you want to follow with me, you have 3 on top. And don't chain one now, just go ahead and turn your work. So right now I'm facing the inside of the sweater, and leave yourself a little space here on that loop because you're gonna pull through it. But now just double crochet right into that first space off of your hook that you're coming out of. Okay, so yarn over and go into it, yarn over and pull through, and just do a double crochet right there. And this first one can be a little tricky because the yarn is really together, but go ahead and just do a regular double crochet. Okay, so there's one. Now go into that next stitch. So that's your second double crochet of this row of the strap. And now in this particular instance, you're going into that chain, but this is the last time you're gonna double crochet into the chain on this strap, because you're not going to make any more chains now after this, if that makes any sense. So now you just did 3 double crochet in a row, okay? And now same thing, just turn your work and just keep going back and forth just like this without chaining. So you're just going to yarn over, go into that first space off your hook, do a double crochet, and remember it's a little tight when you are doing this. Sometimes you have to just pull it through and then sneak back in. There we go. And then keep going into the second stitch. And so now it's gonna look a little kookaroo right here because you didn't chain any. It's gonna look a little different, but just find the top of that double crochet and you're just gonna go right into that, okay? Oops, as I'm failing, the sweater is falling. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it in the frame without it falling. But you're gonna go right into the top of that double crochet, which, there it is. Yarn over and go into, yeah. Sorry, it's probably not easy to see because of this color yarn, but if you're not sure, don't be afraid to just kind of fan the yarn out so you can find the top of your double crochet. So it's going to look like that, and then just keep doing that over and over. Turn your work, double crochet right into that first space off of your hook. This kind of blows because, you know, you just have to keep wrestling with that first one. It's always a little tighter than the other ones, but since it's just 3 stitches back and forth, it does go pretty quickly. And if you're, once again, if you're having a hard time seeing the top of that last one, just turn it a little bit toward you, and then you'll see the loops. You'll see the legs of the top of the stitch, and just work into that. And just keep doing that back and forth until the strap is as long as you want it to be when it reaches over the back of the sweater and connects there, okay? Obviously it's gonna be longer than that. I mean, you're gonna have roughly somewhere between, depending how big the person is you're making this for, 20 to 30 something stitches. But I do really want to just reinforce to, at this point, like try it on before you sew it all together. Go, hopefully you have the person with you or you have really good measurements, but measure from like, you know, if you have the actual person or if it's for yourself, I really suggest you actually try it on. So make the strap, and once you're getting close to what it looks like where you want it, go ahead and like pin it to the garment and actually put the garment on. Because once you sew it on, like you can still adjust it again, but you're gonna have to unsew it and undo it and re-sew it. Just, you know, make it right before you put it all together. And for instance, here's the one that I made already for my daughter. And I ended up making for her 31 rows of those 3 double crochet back and forth. She has kind of like a long torso though. So, and what you're gonna do is when you get to the back of the sweater is you're just gonna sew it onto the top of those stitches there and weave in your ends. Okay, and you're gonna end that yarn there, okay? So once again, make the strap as long, just keep going rows of those 3 double crochet back and forth with no chain, and make it as long as you need it to fit the person or yourself, your body. Just pin it to the back of the sweater and try it on and adjust and try it on and adjust. Make sure you've got it right. And then you can count how many rows you have so you know how big to make the other strap, because you want them to be the same. So you have now made your strap the length you want it and gone all the way to the back. And what I'm gonna do for right now is I just finished off the end and left a tail for weaving, sewing, attaching. And I'm just clipping it here to where I'm pretty sure I want it to be. And I'm gonna wait until I make the other cup and strap to decide where I wanna attach them. But obviously, like I've left my stitch marker here in the middle so I know where the middle of my back is. And that's kind of just personal preference where you want the strap to lie, because if you put them too far out, they might fall off of your shoulders a lot. So you might want them a little more in than actually evenly spaced, if that makes sense. I mean, you want them evenly spaced from each other, but you might not want it right directly in the middle of the half. It's just personal preference where you want to attach it, but I'm going to wait until both straps are done until I attach it. So I think it's a nice idea to just stick it on there, attach it where you think it's going to be, and now we're going to start making the other cup and strap. You're going to start, I have the sweater facing properly right side out, so the inside seam is inside here, and so this is the inside of the cup facing me right now. And you're going to go, I like to put it right in that same stitch so you have the even number on both sides that you started the inside of the first cup. So the cup is gonna, the V of the cup is gonna come out of that same stitch. That makes sense to you. And just be sure to double check that you're doing the same number of stitches here and here, because obviously you want these cups to be the same size. But if you divided equally in half, and remember I had 63, no, I'm not, sorry, 63. I had 30, what was it? I can't even remember now. 32 and 32. So just make sure to count, because remember you have this ridge here where the front is. Make sure you have from this same stitch where you're going to start the V of the cup across, that you have the same number of stitches here that you did here. Okay, and to do the cup now, you're going to do it just like you did before, where you're going to do that same pattern of chain 3, double crochet 2 together, and the next 2 stitches, double crochet all the way across until you have 2 stitches in the chain left. Then you're going to double crochet 2 together and end double crocheting into the final chain. Okay, and then you're going to turn your work and do that again. So I'll show you right now. You should have no yarn attached, because your last attached yarn was the bottom of this strap, and you finished that end off and attached it to your sweater, or, you know, clipped it to your sweater like I did. So now you're gonna actually add a new piece of yarn. You're gonna start with the inside of the sweater facing you, because the other important thing to keep in mind here is that you want these ridges, which are gonna appear each time you turn, right? But you want it to start out the right way so that the ridges match also in the front. So you should be, if you've been following along with me, start from that center stitch where the cup comes out of. That's where you're gonna join your yarn and have the inside of the cup facing you. That's how you wanna start this first row, and then you're gonna work across like normal. There are different methods to join the yarn, but I think for this one, the way that I prefer, and you do however you want, but is to make a slip knot with your new piece of yarn. And remember, you have the inside of the sweater is facing you, okay? So you have it turned right side out, and the inside, like the part that would be touching your skin, is facing you. And you're gonna go into that stitch where the first cup is starting up like the V, like that. They're gonna share that stitch for where the V goes up. So go into that stitch from the outside, pull your slip knot through, and then you can tighten it up, hold on to that tail, okay? Get your yarn ready. So I hold on to it with my thumb like this. I'm gonna reposition my hands. And now go ahead and do your chain 3, your first chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And now you're gonna do your, into the next 2 stitches, the double crochet 2 together. So yarn over and pull through the, pull through the 2. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull through 2, and then pull through 3. And then you've joined those 2 together. And now you can just double crochet normally across the whole top till you get to the end, where you're gonna take the last 2 stitches to join together, and then the chain. So you're gonna have 2 stitches and a chain left at the end. You're gonna do 2 double crochet joined together, and then a double crochet into the last chain, okay? So just like you did before, then you're gonna, remember, you're gonna turn your work and keep repeating that. So go ahead and work all the way up to the top of your triangle, just like you did with this. And then you're gonna, same thing, when you have like 3 stitches left, I had like the chain, and then the double crochet 2 together at the top, then I started making my strap, okay? So go ahead and do that, and then we're almost done with the main part of it once you do that. So go ahead and just repeat what you did here, over here, starting with the center and working this way with the inside facing you for that first row of the cup, and then just keep turning your work, turning your work, working, and I'll meet you once you've finished your other strap and you are then ready to make the border. Look, you did it. You pretty much have made a top now. So, sorry, I don't have a super wide space here, but I finished the straps. I made obviously the same amount of rows for each one, and then I attached to the same place in the back and did a little weave in of the ends. So I have my attached straps like this, and you could leave this just as is now. What I did with the first one that I made, though, is I made a border around the top part of the sweater with single crochet. So you can see here, I took a contrasting color, or you could even do the same color just to give it a more finished look. And it went all the way around the top edges, the inside of the strap, and then the outside of the straps. So there would be 3 areas. So this armhole, and this is one area, like basically the whole outline of the inside of the strap, along the back. So I'm not showing you very well here. And then the inside of this strap in the front, and then this armhole. So there are 3 spaces where you would do that. So I'm gonna do that with this top, and I have a cotton, it's the same weighted yarn as the rest of my top. You wanna have the yarns match. They don't have to be the exact same yarn, but just the same weight. This is just a cotton pink lion yarn, and I think it goes with it nicely because it's pretty much matches this color here, but it will be a nice border along the other colors as well. So the way that I like to do this is to have the right side of the sweater facing out, so just like you would put it on, and then just start in one of the corners in the back. Since you're going to weave in the ends there, I like to do it in the back. That's my old dog. Okay, Bob. All right. Oh, poor Bob Barker. But you're going to weave in the ends here, so I like to do it in the back, so if there's any bulkiness, it's kind of hidden in the back. You're not really looking straight at it in the front. But start in one of the corners with the outside of the sweater facing you. And I'm just going to go right into this stitch here, this corner. And then I'm going to pull through my yarn. You can slip stitch and make a knot if you want. I'm just going to go for it. Just pull the yarn through and leave yourself a long enough of a tail to weave in later. And you just go and start single crocheting. Now, this is one thing I will say, like whenever you are crocheting into the sides or the ends of crochet, I still to this day, I find it to be a little confusing, like, oh, where do I put my hook? It's not like it's really obvious when you're going into a normal edge where you're just going straight into the tops of stitches. You can see here that it's kind of like, wah, 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 wah. It's all over the place. There's no hard set rule of where to insert each crochet. I think the most important thing is just to be consistent. So you can sort of see the pattern along these end edges and just decide like, okay, I'm going to put one here and here and here and here. Just kind of make it consistent because the pattern repeats over and over and over. Just look at it ahead of time. Decide where you're going to put the crochets and then just keep consistent with it, and then you'll have a nice consistent look. And make your choices based on having them as evenly spaced as possible, as if you are thinking of the spacing where the regular stitches are, okay? So that's how I like to do it. So you've gone through, you have the right side facing you, and you have a loop pulled up, and you can just start single crocheting. And like I said, there is no set way or place to do it. Sometimes you just gotta stick your hook in there and just go for it. And you're just gonna single crochet, okay? So yay, nice and easy after all of that double crocheting. And just go right into the edges and start single crocheting your way all the way around. And I'm gonna go in here. I hear a little chihuahua walking around. We can go here. So I'm trying to space it as if it's the same amount of spacing as the stitches are along the normal edge. Okay, I hope you can sort of see that. And you're just gonna keep single crocheting all the way around, but see how you've got like a nice little border. It's a little loose just because that's the end. I'm gonna tighten that up later. But you've got a nice little border around the edge, and you're gonna go just follow it all the way around and around. You're gonna go into the V all the way around here. And this one, you'll come down this other strap. You'll go along the front, along the other strap, and then along the center of the back, and you'll end here. And you can, finish off your end there, and you can tie these ends together nice and tight, like make a nice double knot, and then weave in your ends. And then you're just gonna do the same thing on the armhole on the outside of the left, and the armhole on the outside of the right. And then once you have that border all done, you're done. So I'll do this and then I'll come back and show you the finished project. All right, you guys, you did it. Woohoo! I hope you did it. If you have a top and you're all done, it should look kind of like this. I finished all of the border detail all the way around, and I did the weaving in of the ends here on the back. And now I've got this really cute little top. All right, if you have questions, just put them in the comments. I'll try to check it on a regular basis so I can answer any questions you might have. And then also, if you go to my blog on my Shopify website, I'm gonna put the printed instructions there. So go to theotherAmyAnderson.com, theotherAmyAnderson.com. That's where you'll find my Shopify store, but also if you just click on blog, you'll see the blog entry for this top, and the printed instructions will be there for free for you. And if you print those out and then follow along with the video, I think you'll be in pretty good shape. So good luck. And if you make the top, hashtag me and tag me, not hashtag me, tag me and post it on Instagram. That'd be awesome. Which is also The Other Amy Anderson is my Instagram handle. All right, you guys, I'm proud of you. Make your stuff, do it. I believe in you. Yeah, you can do it. Bye.